Hello everybody. I was coming around the table. Doobie doobie doo. How we doing? I think it's Friday. Dustman went past. Could be Friday. Thank you very much, folks out there. Right, how we doing? There's no sunshine. It is bright today. It's actually a bit chilly, but there we go. That's Cornwall for you. Right now, where we to? So hopefully, those that are joining, we've done something like this. We've got several photos going on the Facebook page. Thank you, ladies. Nice twisted one by Sally. All sorts of things going on there. Lovely photos of stashes that make my lovely heap. Well, shameful really, isn't it? There's me here preaching tidy, tidy, tidy. And I've angled things so that you can actually see the bit of the mess going on here, which is what I'm working with at the moment. That's my rubbish bin, by the way. I'll put that out of the way. There we go. That's prettier, isn't it? Right, so today I thought we're going to go back to a little bit of a traditional, more piecing, a traditional block, okay? Now, this is one of my favourites. Having said that, if you don't like it, absolutely fine. Do yourself another of the blocks that you love that are pieced together. Perfectly acceptable, I think. Obviously using your stash colours. And like I was saying yesterday, start introducing other fabrics if you need to. Today, I've brought in a bit of a grey going on and a different green. I'll show you that in a second. Just to start spreading it throughout, because I know that I'm running out a little bit on some of the ones I started with. So, we're going to do a little house block. There we go. Can you see that? Looks to me more like a bungalow in truth. That's one of my favourites. I love doing that one. So I thought, oh, we'll have a little go. Now, this particular one, obviously, I've done in all checks or plaids or whatever you want to call them. So we get a bottom row there, just straight the way across, which is supposed to represent the garden. All right. At the top, we get a straight across that is the sky. And then the two triangles each side are also in the sky fabric. Okay, so that's going to, in effect, be the background to your bungalow. All right. So then we've got the roof row. All right. Like everything, I've said this before, we join all our pieces in straight lines. Okay. So join it, you've got a straight line, which means that when you come to it, you've got the sky and you can put straight onto that nice row of patch there. This row here, we've got a bit of wall. It's probably wall, I can't see upside down back to the front at this distance. I haven't got my glasses on. Windows and things going on there. So in effect, you've got a straight row again, all do, and then that's ready to join to the one above, and then a nice strip for the garden, and that joins to the one above. So we're joining everything in straight lines. We're not actually stitching around any corners anywhere. Okay, bear that in mind always with patchwork. If you can avoid stitching around a corner, you're doing yourself a favour. It just makes life so much easier, and your accuracy is so much better. Okay, there's that lovely word accuracy again, isn't it? Yeah, I do love that one. Right, so what I'm going to do for this block, so that anybody that's not got this can have a look, play along with us. Look, can you see that? I've drawn it all out, and I've put the sizes of the different pieces that you need to cut. Okay, and I've taken a photo of that. Now I'm going to put that in the Facebook Patchwork Witterings group. Okay, so that you can pick up on the sizes and that. It's actually quite straightforward. I mean, they're 12 by 3 top and bottom. They're all 3 by 2s, 6 of them right the way across. Okay, the only one that might cause you a bit of an issue is this one here with the roof. Okay, so basically the bottom bit, you're measuring your centre point, so 6 inches there, and then you're 3 inches from that one, 3 inches from that one, and then you just join them at angles. Should be okay, shouldn't it? My only word of warning on that whole thing, the roof piece, okay, so this funny, I think it's a parallelogram, one of them, I can't say it, I can say it in my head, it's not coming out of here. rectangle on a slope. You need to get him in going in the right direction. All right, so think about that one for a minute. All right, so that's that one here that I've cut out. I don't know if you lot can see these lot here. So make sure it's going the right way. All right, so if you're going to use templates to cut your pieces, make sure you turn it over and then it will come back up going the right way. If not, you're just going to have a house going in the other direction. Not the end of the world. All right, now I've made a slight change on mine, what I'm going to do, because I figure I'm going to stick a little bit of embellishment and some applique on mine. All right, so I've got my sky going on, nice and straightforward. There's me sidey bits of sky. I tend to cut things out in total if I can first. All right, there's me, as I say, me roofy bit. He's going to go there. And then that's the apex of the bungalow. Right, now that actually looks a bit weird. It's so much bigger than the top piece. But that's all going to come back in when you actually join it because of the seam allowances. So it might look a bit freaky. Don't worry about it, okay? So there's me 3 pieces for the front of the house, or the bungalow. But what I've done is I've done my back wall all in one piece. So that's actually 6 by 3, okay? Because what I fancy doing is I'm going to applique on there a couple of big windows for a change. I'm going to applique on a little window on the door, okay? And then I may well do my chimney stacks and put a couple of little applique pieces on there because I think that could be good. Now, my original plan when I started chopping this all up this morning was, ooh, I can embellish the garden. And I could embellish the garden to sort of reflect what went on in our applique block, says she, trying desperately here to find it. There we go. So that was our applique block, or my applique block, with lots of flowers and things in. So that's what I was going to do at the bottom. I thought, oh, I'm going to have, oh, that would be a bit good. And then I found this piece of fabric that I quite like. It's got like tulipy things all over it, so my garden's already done. So that's going to go on the bottom. But depending on time and the brain cell going on, I may well still put a couple of little flowers and long bits on the top of this one, because then that's going to tie that block to that block, and then hopefully look a bit nice, wouldn't it? In fact, actually, if when it comes to it you place, or I placed, I should say, that block next to that block in the quilt, it's as if the garden has spilled over it, or the house, the garden, yeah, and the two go, and it all becomes a bit of a purpose plan. That's one of my little sayings, actually. Make it purpose. So, you know, if things are going along and it's like, oh, that might work, make it look as if you've always intended to do that, yeah? Because it's good. If you've got a bit of a on your block and you're like, oh, I'm not sure about that. Okay, so what can we do to make that look as if it was supposed to be there all the time? Could be a button, could be a bit of applique over the top of it, could be all sorts of everything. So bear that one in mind as well. Make it purpose. Right, so we're going to join a strip and a strip, and then we're going to go strip to strip to strip to strip. Like building blocks, as I say to my ladies. Right, okay, so what I am going to do is just go back over how I join, I'm just getting some pins here. Although having said that, I loaded my pin cushion earlier, I forgot that. Right, okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you, remind you how I pin things. Now, I am a bit strange. I do a mix of hand piecing and machine piecing. I sort of mix the two techniques. Not quite sure why, not sure when it started, but I've been doing it for years. There's no right or wrong ways. You know how you like to work. You'll have been taught one way or another, absolutely fine. And then we all find our own ways of working. So this is my way of working. Okay, so say I was going to join these two pieces, so I'm going to put them right sides together. Okay. And then what I do, I put my pin through. See, I've got, I don't know if you can see that, I've got lines where I've marked around a template, okay? So I'm going to put my pin in the corner of the one and let it dangle. And then I'm going to find the corner point of the other fabric, and I'm going to let it dangle like that. They're both right sides together there, okay? And I'm going to leave that pin dangling a sec. Find myself another pin, and I'm going to do the same at the other end of the row that I want to stitch. Okay, so I'm going in pin in the corner, pin in the corner, so right sides together. Now you can actually stretch that across. I don't know if you can see that. Now what I tend to do, because I've got large hands, I'm quite happy, I can stretch those pins between my fingers. But what we would do is, right, we've got them nicely tight. Okay, hold it in the centre, get yourself a third pin. All right, now pop that in on the line that you've, which is your sewing line, from around your template. Okay, now I don't know that you can see that or not, but that's come up on the back, spot on the line. So I know that by putting my pins in each corner and stretching it, and then putting a pin in the middle, hopefully that's going to come up dead on the line that I've drawn as my stitch line. Now, I've put my other pins back in, so that's all good to sew now. Years ago, I would have sat and done that by hand, but in truth, I haven't got enough time to do that these days, so I machine. So instead, I'm just going to pop that under my machine, and I will machine on the line instead. How good's that? It also means that your seam allowances might look a bit dodgy on occasion. You know how you're busy cutting, yeah, and it's like, oh, there's a scant 1/4 of an inch going on there, or it might be a little bit fatter. It doesn't matter in the slightest with this, because actually all you're interested in is your stitch line. Okay, so your outside edge could look a bit wobbly and all sorts of weirdness going on. Perfectly all right, doesn't matter. All I want to know is that my stitch lines are straight, stop and start where they should, and that they match when you put them together and pin them. So now I'd machine that. I'm just going to move that pin around a little bit so as I don't take my fingers out. Okay, and then you can machine it and then finger press that one open, and then I'd be ready to join that one. Okay, and then work my way across. When I've done that, and you've got your strips, I then join strip to the strip. When you're pinning a longer piece of patchwork, especially if it's got joins in it, pin from the centre. Okay, so here where we've got the roof joining the walls and things, you're going to get joins there. So pin from that join, get your pin through all the points, all your marked points, yeah, and then nest your seams one way or the other, and then pin outwards, and then you can machine right the way across on your line. That's how I do it. Obviously, if you're a machinist lady type person or gent, you'll have probably cut that spot on accurate with your 1/4 of an inch seam allowance, and you can just butt things up and machine away. Lovely. I know that doesn't always work with me because I'm a little bit quick and I want it done now. Hand piecing, none of that is new to you probably. It's how you would work it. I just speed the process up by a little bit of machining instead. All right, so that's going to be my house block or my bungalow block or whatever you want to call it, and it is a bit of a different take on the original I've shown you. All right, so there we go. That's your challenge for today. If you really don't fancy a bungalow block, absolutely fine. Just find yourself a piecing block that you particularly like, yeah, and then look at it and think that can I make this slightly different somehow? Can I put an old bit of fabric in to make something stand out? Can I put a bit of a plie on the top of it? Anything, a bit of nice stitch, whatever you fancy, okay? You can embroider, embellish to your heart's content. There we are. I'll do that as homework in a minute. Right, okay, so where's my list of the day? There we go. Right, okay. Now, I was nattering with a couple of different people yesterday. And I have to tell you this because it made me grin and laugh. And I thought, how sweet. And I'm not going to name and shame because shame's the wrong word for it. But, oh, gosh. Someone's been watching me. Hello. You'll know who you are when I say it. And the quote came back to me. You're so you. I'm open, me. God help the world if there was more than one of us. I thought that was lovely. Thank you so much. Apparently I am so me. So my classes, I have a feeling, are probably a little bit different to the normal. I don't know. But I am so me, apparently. I thought that was lovely. Thank you so much. Right, yeah, so that was a bit Yeah, giggle. So we've done that, and I've gone on about accuracy, haven't I? And I've gone about reverse your template, because I was a little bit scared about that, because that's the only bit that might go a little bit, and if it does, you can just have a house going the wrong way. It's all good. Right, so Deco Days. I want to tell you all about Deco Days. This is what's behind me, the quilt that's behind me. I did this as a mystery quilt back end of last year for UK Quilters United over on ukqu.com.uk, one of them anyway. You'll find it if you don't already know it, I'm sure. And it was a mystery block of the month. Well, actually we did 2 blocks per month, because there's 20 blocks in this behind. And it took us 10-11 months to get the whole thing together. Every month I post out patterns with full instruction on how to make your block. All right, so 2 at a time, but that's what we did. Anyway, trundle, loads of people did it. There's been some spectacular finishes, I have to say, folks. And I'm still getting things fed back through as to working on progress. All fabulous, and colourways all quite different to mine, some of them. Love it. So that's what that was. That was a mystery quilt. The patterns for that are still available, but doing it as if I'm posting it out every month, it's a different way, and that actually costs quite a bit whilst you're actually doing it. And I'm perfectly aware of that, but that's half of the fun of doing a mystery quilt. It arrives on your doorstep, nice bit of a surprise, posted in, full-size pattern, off you go. So what I've done, now that we've finished, is, I'm going to pull this here, I don't know if you can see that. I've now written the booklet with all of the designs and patterns within. Okay, so there's a 32-page full-on colour booklet, how to do each block within that. Photos all the way through with explanation and whatnot on how to build up this quilt behind me. Okay, there's also 23 A3 pattern pieces, so it's huge. Seems huge, but you've got an awful lot of information and work going on in there. But they're full-size patterns, so that actually, if that landed on your doorstep, and you got the fabric, of course, in your stash, if not, you best go buying some. It's all ready to go. All right, so when that arrives, that's all full. Do you know if there's one thing I hate? And occasionally I do buy other people's patterns and stuff that I love that, and I'm gonna have a look at that. And I get indoors, and the patterns need sizing up, or down, or adjusting, or flipping, or something. And then I'm off down to town to get this all organised and done so that I can start my block or my pattern or whatever I'm doing. So I think I'm a little bit old-fashioned. I like everything to go out paper version with full-size patterns. I feel there's less room for error. Yeah. Right, so let's just pull that this way. Can you see that now? Oh, look, there's a nice little display. There we are. So that's that. Yeah. So now I've got myself all in a bit of a mess here. There we are. Right, okay, and size matters, obviously. Thomas actually today is up in the gods. He has been in. He stomped all over everything. He sat here and leant on me and had a bit of a fuss and a cuddle, which was really very lovely. And he's removed himself to his gods and he's fast asleep. We probably won't see him for the rest of the day, and then he goes out and I have absolutely no idea where he is until tomorrow. Because he's not my cat, but it's all good. Right, so there's Deco Days, okay? So that pattern is now available. I have put links in, obviously, in Facebook and on my group, all right, or in the group for both Deco Days and for what we're doing here, the Wittering group. If anybody fancies it. The other added thing with all my patterns, I will just say, and I am going to blow my own trumpet, I don't disappear on you. If you get a problem while you're doing that, I'm here and I'm quite happy to help you. All right, so please don't forget, although you've got all of this, you get back up as well. Okay, so that's Deco Days. So available on my website or on UK Quilters United website as well. Quick other thing on who to, what to, where to. Garden Blooms. Now that sounds a bit, doesn't it? This is the block of the month that's actually going on at the moment with UK Quilters United. All right, we're halfway through, but that doesn't mean to say that you can't come and join us, because the first half, all the patterns are there ready to come out to you if you want to have a play. Now, I'm not going to tell you, and I'm certainly not going to show you exactly what it is. I will say that I spent weeks last summer, and prior to that actually, wandering around the garden, taking lots of photos of lovely flowers and things. And I went over to the local garden centre, and I did ask them first, and I took all sorts of lovely, fabulous photos over there as well. And then I've sorted, and I came back with hundreds of pictures one way and another. I really did, because I did this over several weeks. And I had to narrow that down to the ones that I liked the best. And I've transferred them into patterns. They are, I want to say, an abstract pattern, all of them. Each block, and they're all sorts of weird and wonderful odd sizes. Each block is a piece block. Okay, and the flowers as such on the top are basically, I want to say, represented with circles. And there is some embroidery stitchery involved in each block as well, in order to reflect the photo. So when you get your patterns for that, you actually get original photos, so you can see what the hell my brain is trying to tell you. And then we're making up these blocks, okay? So as I say, we're halfway through. But if anybody wants to join us, please feel free to. You'll get the patterns for those, again, over on UK Quilters United, so ukqu.co.uk. Got it that time. All right, and you'll find that over in my shop. So that's called Garden Blooms, all right? Now, I'm also in the middle of prepping the next one, which will be ready for about 3 months' time. And that's going to be very twee for me. It's really very different to what you might normally associate with me. But when you stop and look at it, you'll think, oh no, actually that's an abbey. Yeah, it's been abbied. I can't help myself. There's certain things that will always give away my patterns and my design style. You can't help it. It is what it is. Okay, so that's all about our mystery blocks and our quilt patterns and whatever. Okay, so please do feel free to join us. Obviously, I'm posting out most days. I take the exercise down to town, to the post box opposite the sorting office. In fact, I happen to know that I posted out a Deco Days last night. I got it down there for the 6 o'clock pickup. It was received up north this morning. How good's that? I am truly amazed. Thank you, Royal Mail. Fabulous service, I reckon, with what's going on. I just think that's amazing. So there we are. So if you do want anything posted out, I can do. All the patterns and stuff are available. Okay, so that's probably me bent your ear off on that one. So have we spoken to our friends today? Are they all okay? I would hope so. Do they need any bits of shopping? Are you out and about and able to do for them? Could be good. I dropped off milk and things yesterday, having done my exercise to town with the post. So trying to make things worthwhile, isn't it? You know, if you happen to be doing or going somewhere, check who's around you. Do they need anything? You know, anything nice and simple like that. Just as simple as, can I post something for you? That, you know, isn't that a nice old-fashioned way of staying in touch with everybody? Maybe that's what we should be doing more. I'm sure there's a lot of older people out there who maybe haven't got the internet or don't want to have the internet. I'm just thinking of my mother here. But love to stay in touch. So phone calls, whatever. That's all good. I've done my exercise. Have you done your tidying? Have you done your exercise? Go for a walk away from your sewing machine every 20 minutes or so. All right, folks. There we go. Some lovely photos of stashes. Have I said that already? You lot amaze me. You're all tidy. And some of them are so small. How are you managing that? Brilliant. Right, last thing left to say. YouTube. Obviously, you're finding me, which is lovely. Hello, everybody. Can you please subscribe to me on YouTube? That will bring me up. That sounds terrible. That will bring me up into your hello, I'm here every day, or as and when I put on the different videos. Okay, that's lovely. Apparently, that's very important, and it doesn't actually cost you anything, so that's good too. So there we are. That's my lovely little list of the day. I'm So Me. That could be a new catchphrase, couldn't it? Instead of "you're so you," I could go "I'm so me." Barking, absolute barking. Love it. All right, have a lovely day, everybody. Enjoy. Lots of photos of your bungalows, please, folks. All right, be good.